Hello everyone, and welcome to the Beverly Public Library's 25th Annual Teen Poetry Reading and Ceremony. My name is Katie Nelson, the Teen Librarian at the library. Due to current circumstances regarding COVID-19, we are going to be holding a virtual poetry reading. We will be sharing the readings and announcing the winners at the end of this recording. The finalists were chosen from over 470 entries from students at 7 different schools. The poems were judged blindly by a panel of incredibly accomplished local poets. The poets serving in this year's panel of judges are Kevin Carey, Liz Champa, and Colleen Michaels. Kevin is the coordinator of creative writing at Salem State University, whose newest book, titled Murder in the Marsh, was published in October of 2020. Liz is the founder of Winter Street Writers Group. Her work has been published in Boston Literary Magazine, Wilderness House Review, Prodigal Chairs, and 2 collections of poems. Colleen directs the writing studio at Montserrat College of Art, and her poems have appeared in publications such as Barrel House and Cider Press Review. You can read more about each of them on the final page of the program. They generously donated many hours of their time to read through all the submissions and select the finalists. Having published poets perform the judging process makes this contest indefinitely stronger, and I cannot thank them enough. I would like to thank all the parents, teachers, and school librarians who encourage their students to enter. My colleague Joan Nelson, who donated the first prize place money in memory of her son Alec, and the Friends of the Beverly Public Library who fund the other prizes. The winners of first, second, third place, and honorable mentions in each division have already been chosen, and I will announce this after we conclude the reading. Without further ado, let's move on to the poetry.
Final diagnosis, Miles Avery. Hours turn to days, days to weeks. I lay sedentary in my cocoon of blankets, head pounding like a drum, body cold like ice. I know something is wrong. Thanksgiving comes and goes. I'm too ill to say hello to my family. My phone resting on my bureau, message after message. They know something is wrong. Head pounding louder and louder, an eviction notice, yet I couldn't tell. Body turned creaky like old trees. Parents visible with only furrowed brows. We know something is wrong. Appointment after appointment, each diagnosis worse than the last. Cold, sinus infection, mono. Thoughts rush through my head, something is wrong. Urgent care does me some good. Nurses with panicked expressions, thoughts spilling out of their mouths, attempting to make sense of my condition. There is definitely something wrong. Personal ambulance ride to the hospital, sleep, headache, nausea. Nurse after nurse asking me the same questions. Needles and saline and blood tests. They found something wrong. A diagnosis finally found, not a cold, not a sinus infection, not mono. The words send shivers through my soul, fear in my heart. I process that something. Cancer.
Hello, my name is Mallory Gilligan, and this is my poem, Wash, Rinse, Repeat. Round and round the washing machine goes. When it stops, nobody knows. Wake up in the morning, slide out of bed, log into your laptop, stare at the heads. When your eyes start to blur, it turns 2:33. Close school's tab, turn on the TV. As night comes, the cycle starts to slow. Turn off the washing machine, sleep to avoid feeling low. The laundry is finished, but as we all know, as soon as one cycle ends, it's time to reload.
For Father Broderick, if you spent your life without desire, lust, and fulfillment, and only with the divine, to be doomed to a devastating nothing, what was the point? Alone, incense and little locked doors, cabinets of gold, home to the vessel which carries the blood of your Savior. How does it feel to know the artist, and that this world might be a mask for the silence and the dark waters flowing forth with the air of our beliefs? You smooth your vestments, walk down the aisle, past the pews, bow your head to the altar, to the spot where you rest, and the altar child holds your book, with which you become like a cat in the sunlight, basking. I write you calling, something is wrong about what I know. Do I taste the dull sacrifice, or have you heard the words of God? Is it God? Think a thought of God, like minute liquid droplets suspended in air meeting flame. Think many gods exist, or maybe only one is a human silhouette. Think of God's love, a grandmother's hands kneading bread dough on the blue counter in the yellow kitchen, through the window a doe in the tomato garden, eyelashes laden with dew. The child lies on the basketball court, wondering, is it thunder? Is it lightning? Warming flames. A poet burning his journals warms the house. The marriage of ink to page no longer bears the lust it once did. Need for truly divine words spears his heart. I suppose he is the strongest, no longer hovering next to the spirits of his old works, no longer constricting himself with the verses aged like wine, no longer vainly seeking validation from those out in the cold.
Night Watch by Kellen Martin. I've heard coughing in cluttered corners, tapping of a tempest on tin roofs, ignorance breathing harsh words. I've heard cries from cursed crevices calling for retribution, redemption, and more. I've heard the song of a passerby praying for Powerball, pious in their cause of hope and luck. I've heard the words from the haunted forest, lions and tigers and liars, oh my, what are we to do? What am I to do? All these sounds can't break my 4 blue barriers we call walls that block the bluer sky beyond them. Sounds that can't get me out of bed, out the door, out of Dodge. No other option, I'll look for a new sound. In cracked pavement covered in asphalt, hidden but far from gone. In the worn souls of a protester, tired but still fighting the light of the stars now. In the way my fire dances, smoke hurting my eyes, but I watch and I listen. And I'll keep listening for a sound, one sound, the sound. Keep listening with me, will you?
To all the stink bugs that I've harmed before. Rowan Mulder. Dear gentlemen in coats of chitin clad, with wings abuzz and odor of defense, I'm sorry for the hardships that you've had, and wish to repay your due recompense. You crawled in my abode in search of heat, but found within a callous brick-laid trap, a maze of plaster, drywall, and concrete, which starved you out and tore your dreams to scrap. I'm not to be the high and mighty man, the judge, jury, and executioner. Your lives hold all the values that ours can. Size matters not to judge a creature's worth. To all you stink bugs that I've harmed before, forgive me for the pain that you endure. Grove Tender, Rowan Mulder. When he surfaced that day, the water's glimmer was pristine, a sea of mercurial aquamarine shifting and writhing about the cage of mangrove roots. Fibrous, cork-like stalks tangled into a skylight-riddled basin. He raised his whiskered, gem-encrusted snout above the waves for a moment, so as to scry upon the surface with his beady black eye. Curious, sincere, perhaps earnest, like a quiet, ethereal watchdog, a gentle protector. He remained, an astral ward, bobbing, soaking his rough-worn hide in saline sun showers, his gray peacock's tail arching down like a lead counterweight, his flippers grasping at some idea beneath him that I failed to comprehend. His leathery back was archaic, dotted with runic algal spots which would shine in the submerged afternoons like a rusted wreck whose keels wore years of stories. Only he knew his purpose, that drifting planar seal, the crossroads of dreamcatcher and fisherman. And when the hour had come to attend his astral duties, the sentinel spirit dissipated. He sank again, that wizened ghostly form fading into hallowed mists.
Uncoagulated. Exfoliator, each motion more dedicated. The tongue is deployed along each crater. The break, and I awake to a glowing swollenness, a white cell nestled within, blooming with pus. Mouth glued shut. Procedure, Anbazol, and a clean index card to slide between my lips. The cheek thickens to protect itself. The teeth erode furiously, whispering plosives. In each ruptured valley I taste fanfare. It was right then, 5 feet away, on the dock I felt it. Walking to the restaurant I thought I was content, listening to every other conversation while I stared at my sneakers.
Hello, I'm Dale Wong, and this is The Soup is On. Cover myself in a white bed sheet, to be put away, to fall asleep. Look out the window, pour milk in my tea, up in the attic where no one else can see. Haunt the places we once knew, the rocky shore, the ocean blue. Smell of coffee in your hair, seafoam lattes everywhere. My walls are thin, my blanket warm. Listen to the roaring storm. The soup is on, the stove is hot. We let it stay there, in the pot. My bones are young, my world new. Now I've shared a bit with you. Hello, I'm Dale Wong, and this is Vanilla Town. The white, it haunts me, wherever I go. The ripest of apples, the deepest of snow. The vanilla, it seeps from every pore, floods out the windows, fills up the doors. I don't mind it most times, but right now it's too sweet. It pours from the houses and into the street. For I live here in Vanilla Town, where the cream and the beige, they dampen the sound, where the vanilla bean people live vanilla bean lives, with their vanilla bean husbands and their vanilla bean wives. There's flecks of green and gray and blue, flecks of pink, orange, brown, and yellow too. But the ice cream sprinkles are too far and too few.
Congratulations to all our finalists. And now for the winners. And in the high school division, honorable mentions in no particular order. Griffin Wells for Reminder Lesions. Miles Avery for Final Diagnosis. Mallory Gilligan for Wash, Rinse, Repeat. Isabella Fidele for Milkweed. Camilla Gabrere for Father Broderick. Rowan Mulder for Grove Tender. Griffin Wells for Seance. Camilla Gambrere for Warming Flames. Dale Wong for The Soup is On. Kellen Martin for Night Watch. And in third place, we have Rowan Mulder for All the Stink Bugs That I've Harmed Before. Second place, Dale Wong for Vanilla Town. And in first place, Camilla Gambrere for Is It God? Congratulations to all our winners. Thank you.